everyone. Here's Praveen, and we have Anubhav here today. And Anubhav, are you able to see yourself in the stream? It takes
No,
some time.
actually,
Okay?
yeah, it's loading in my screen, but yeah.
Okay, cool. So we have Anubhav. I kind of like confused and brainwashed him to bring him inside. So there you go. So we have got. Hey, by the way, who is the host for today? Like host Anubhav, right? Anubhav,
Yeah,
please switch
yeah.
off that sounds of joining in and joining out thing,
All right, all right.
or else it's gonna
Where is
be.
it? Yeah, sure.
That should be somewhere. Oh wait. Actually, I can do
You
this.
can do
Yes, I
that as
have
well,
that.
right?
Yeah. I totally forgot. I was looking at another place and I missed it. So, hi everyone. Welcome back today for the second day of whatever we were doing. I guess it's a web development bootcamp. And today we'll be completely concentrating on creating a new project using React. And that is what we are going to do. And those people who are watching in the Zoom, I have one small request to go to the YouTube live stream. I have added the link here and go there and say hi. And let's quickly have a look at what people are saying here. Yes, there are like so many people here. Hey, Anubhav, Akanksha, Shivam, Priyanshu, Mefras, Bhuvi, Haitala. Okay, there are people here. Great. So I believe everything is working as per plan. And today, what are we going to do, Anubhav?
So we'll be building a website. Like we'll be building a project from scratch.
And the project is going to involve everything related to React. So React details and everything. So we will be. Oh yeah, actually we decided the project yesterday. You forgot about it.
Yeah, was it like a GitHub clone, right?
Exactly. It's a GitHub, not exactly a GitHub clone. It would be a GitHub details page, some kind of like a badge generator. Hey, how does that look like? Badge generator.
This is nice. This sounds fun.
That's a nice idea, right? So you put in your GitHub's username and then you get some badges, something really cool or something like that. That is what we are going to do. Then
Great.
I guess that's actually a good idea to start with.
Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, let's go.
And in this case, we will also just directly jump in and start coding. So before that, if there is any questions or anything, feel free to like message it on the chat. Let it be in Zoom chat or let it be in YouTube chat. I'll be looking at the YouTube chat and Anubhav will be looking at the Zoom chat. So we have the correct plan and stuff like that. Okay, cool. So without further delay, we can directly jump into the demo. It's just 5 minutes. And for today, I guess we will have a session of almost 1.5 hours. We will try to do something really cool. And then at the end, as usual, like yesterday, we will try to answer as much as questions as possible and make this session entirely very interactive. And remember, you will be getting a lot of different ideas, like you will be getting a lot of different goodies. And that is something which I want to give a lot of people to as well. Cool. So what else? Let's jump in directly. Okay, so I hope everyone is able to see my screen. And for the YouTube folks, here's the stream. Anubhav, if you want to switch off your video, you can. I could potentially.
All right, sure.
Yeah. So I can bring. Wow, something went bad. Sorry, man. That was my fault. Okay, so I believe everyone is able to see the screen, and I'll try to bring the screen as down as possible because we should not be, like missing out on things here. So any questions from yesterday? We were talking about hot module replacement. We were talking about Webpack dev server, etc. And today we will be primarily working on a couple of crazy things with respect to React and APIs and other things. Okay, so we'll be planning to create a React based application, which is going to be a GitHub clone. So that's about it. So let me hide my video panel and we have got everything here. So the first thing that we will be doing is running the application. Before running the application, so we use npm start to run the application. So that is what I'm doing here. So once I do this, you'll be able to see that this is actually running or not. Actually, it's not running. Sorry about that. My screen is stuck, I believe. Okay. So inside the terminal, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do npm start, and this will start the application. And you can see that React is running in its all glory. So here you go. Let us make this screen a bit bigger as well. Nice. So now, whatever changes that you make here, it is going to change in the in the real time. Okay, so here's the links that we have been using. Just go to the stream and have a quick message. And if we go to this app.js, and then we already tried the hello switch kind of a thing, right? So if I put something like hey folks, and save it, I'm not touching my hands. You can see that hey folks, it's being shown here. So if I do something like this and save it and take my hand, I'm not pressing a refresh key or something like that. What exactly happening here is we'll be using something called as hot module replacement and Webpack Dev Server. So HMR, this is hot module replacement, and it is waiting for an updated signal from the WDS, which is Webpack Dev Server. So this is what is happening right now. Okay, so with that being said, we know how exactly this whole thing works. Like basically, these two things are connected with each other. That is what I was trying to say. And coming back to what we are working on, we will create a small clone of GitHub, or we will try to fetch data from GitHub and show it in our page as a badge. So we are going to create a badge generation. Okay, so first thing, what you need to do is we need to make everything look better. So in this case, these are all the files that has been created by the create React app. So what we will do is delete everything, make it RAFCE, and then make it as app. And let's do class name app, and here hello switch, and ask me any questions that you might have. Okay, looking at that, immediately it gets updated here as well. So it says hello switch, but it is not as good as how it should be, right? So let's make it really good in this case. So the first thing that I'm going to do is we don't need this app.css. Okay, let's go to the src folder here. So we are going to create a couple of folders here. One is the components, where the components live. Then we will create something called as styles, where the CSS styles live. Then we will create something called, what shall we do here? Assets. If there is any logos and images, that's going to live there. Services for service calls. And finally, let's have some tests, which no one will be using. So app.css goes directly into the bin. App.js goes into the components. The moment it goes to the components, you can see that it has failed now. Okay, so if you go to this page also, it shows it has failed. So it is always very responsive and doing all these things. So we have to be really, really careful when we are working with these things. App.test goes to the test. Then we have index.css by, and index.js logo.svg goes to the bin. Okay, now let's empty the trash. Cool. Now we have these folders and files. Okay, so index.js has got the wrong imports. So now we need to correct it. So let's use components, and it's going to get compiled. So now it says something, but hello switch came. Okay, cool. Just make sure you don't get any errors in the console as well. That is also very important. We should not be getting any errors. That is very much important. Even if that is just a warning, we don't want to get them. Okay, those people who just joined, can you just go ahead to the YouTube live stream and say a hi as well? So let me quickly check in the YouTube live stream if we have got any comments. Hi Bobby, hi Rushik, nice to meet you all. Okay, cool. Now let's get back to work. So the first thing that we will be doing is we have already reorganized everything from this. So created a React app using CRA and reorganized. We have also removed the clutter as well. So we don't need some files that are basically there from the build system. That and all we have removed. So the next thing that we will be working on is Okay. The next thing that we'll be working on is we'll get the page branding side of things. So you could see that on the top, you can see just a simple React app. Doesn't look good. What we are planning to do, it is something related to open source or GitHub, right? So GitHub logo creative. File type is PNG. And let's see what all things that is coming. Oh, wow, this looks so cool, right? Look at the error message. Nice. Google is always creative. Okay, I was looking for some kind of a creative GitHub. Oh, this looks really nice. Let's do creative AutoCAD. Actually, I love this one. So we will, since we are doing the badge design, we'll just go with this one, okay? And if we open this thing, we could get, this is a screen. No, don't compress anything. Wow, this looks really awesome. So what I'm gonna do now is, let's try to make a copy of it. Let's make it as GitHub logo. And this is how it is, okay? So this is not a square image at the moment. So let's make it as a square image. It's here. 1600 by 1200, which means I need to get 200 from this side and 200 from that side. So 1400 here, then 1200. Oh, too much. So now we have a square image here at the moment. Yep, 1200 by 1200. I'm just going to crop it, save it. This is the logo. Wow, this is a huge logo. Great. And I'll be using this thing called as fav icon generator for generating the fav icon. There is real fav icon, favicon.io. Don't use all those things. Just go with the favicon -generator.com.org. And I'm just going to give the GitHub logo. Generate only 16 by 16 favicon. Once we click on the create, it's going to create the favicon. It looks really cool. Okay. So now this logo is there, right? Let's duplicate it twice. Okay. This should be logo 512. Or I guess there is no this thing. Okay. Then we need to have logo 192. These are the two files that needs replacement as well, along with our favicon, right? So 3 files are there here. Favicon, logo 512 and logo 192. So if I open this one, in the public directory, you will be able to see logo 192, logo 512 and favicon.io. So I'm just going to replace these 3 and keep looking at the React app side of things. On the top left, you have this React app on the tab. I'm just going to click on replace. Boom, that's changed. Okay. So this is the hot module replacement and all these things. So it makes sure you are using the right icon at the right thing. So you can actually use dynamic icons. Great. And the next thing that we are going to do is, let's carry on with this. So we changed the fav icon, The next thing that we will be working on is the index.html, which is in the public directory. So this is the index file that we will be trying to update for our, what is this? So there is the title here, GitHub badge generator. Okay. And we need to also update the description, GitHub badge generator, something like this. So once we do this, it shows GitHub badge generator. And we also want to add some application CSS frameworks, something like that. Okay. So let me quickly have a look at hey, we have Aris Ahmed. Aris, today we will be looking at React JS completely. Okay. So we just started with React and we just added all these things. Now we are going to get into the main crux of React, where we will be adding the CSS libraries. So let's go ahead to getbootstrap.com. And let's go to the get started. Here's the CSS file. CSS is the main thing we will be needing. We'll just save it. Let's go to fonts.google.com. This time I want some nice font. Okay, something really good. If you already have selected this one, we can either go with this one. All right, we'll just go with this one, Open Sans. So I'm just going to go back, paste this thing. I would prefer if we paste fonts first, then after that, then we will load the CSS for our, okay, this seems like the CSS has been loaded. You can see how many times this has updated. Everything has been updated multiple times. Why is my face coming here so badly? Let's get my face somewhere here. Cool, that works. Right. So now the next thing that we will be working on is try to get our Bootstrap to be in the right way. Okay, so we are using Bootstrap 5.1. Let me try to use 4.6 because I've got some 4.6 related Bootstrap stuff with me. So I'm just going to use that. This is the right one. Yep. Not much difference you will be finding here, but it is indeed a lot different when you try to compare it with the kind of contents that you have. Okay, so we need a couple of added Bootstrap and updated Bootstrap fonts and updated public page. Cool, that's been done. Why am I not able to push anything? Is there any problem here? That's weird. Let me try checking Git status. Upstream is gone. Okay. I guess I did not push even once. So could be that could be the reason. Cool, that's done. Okay, so now we have got our index ready. Now all we need to do is create some nice, awesome components for Bootstrap. So I've got this particular repository. It's called Bootstrap React Helpers, where you will be able to find all the different Bootstrap related stuff. Let's try to get a header. How many of you want a dark header? How many of you want a light header? On the chat, please. Dark or light? So before that, we will create the component here. New file, bootstrap /header.js. So what is happening here is I'm taking a couple of props from the parent. So these things you can consider it as a prop. So these are the data that is coming from the parent. Props cannot be changed from inside, whereas state can be changed from the inside. And this is children, whatever you are putting inside, that's going to come in. This is the class name, which I'm appending to it. Anyone? How many of you want to respond? How many of you want a goodie right now? How many of you want a t-shirt right now? Answer if you want a dark header or a light header, like right now in the Zoom chat. If not, I'm just going to consider no one wants it. Okay, at least there are some people who wants the t-shirt. Good. Hey, why da? Everyone unanimously saying dark. All right, let's go with the dark header. Okay, let me quickly explain this header file. Okay, so this is a component. It's a functional component. It's not a class component. It's a functional component. A class component looks like this. Let's try to create a class component here. So I'm just going to create an app to be a class component. Oh, So this is a functional component. So if I just make it into RCC and do this way, this is a class component. So what does this do? This can have .app. It can have some states, internal state, everything. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a header from the Bootstrap header, which we just created. I'm going to say switch, something like this. And if I go here, boom, it's a light header. Okay, sorry, I know that you all do not like the light header. So before that, let's create something. Let's install Node SAS. npm install node SASS. Why do we need node SAS? There is something called as SAS master. Everyone know how CSS works, correct? So let's say if you have something like this, header, h1, nav, ul, li, h1 inside a, li inside a, something like this. What do you need to do? Header, h1, a. I'm already becoming bored of writing these things. Okay, what if I could write header, inside that there is a h1, there is inside that there is a tag, then inside next to h1 there is a nav tag, ul, li, a, and then coming to do the magic here, boom, I wrote 16 lines of code. On the right side, I could get all the 21 lines of code that I require being generated. How cool is this? Do you think we should use CSS or should we use SAS? SCSS. CSS or SCSS? Come on, respond. Okay, loads of people in the chat as well. Great. Let's make the number of likes on the YouTube stream to 40 so that I can give some giveaway. Any component that is a class component will have its own state. Functional component will not have state. SAS is good. That is called SCSS. Okay, so this is SCSS. And who else? Hey, nada solre. I don't understand Hindi. SAS bhi kabhi bhi tu, which means, what does that mean? Okay, whatever. Right, let's go ahead. We got a lot of people who are saying good for SCSS. Great, nice. So we'll be using SCSS, and for that we will be using what? We'll be using Node SAS. Okay, so we just installed Node SAS by telling added SCSS support for React app, because we need a compiler for SAS, right? Okay, cool. The next thing that we are going to do now is about these app and these things. So before that, I wanted to also add a style sheet. So index.js is there, right? So along with this index, we had a styles document. Index.scss we'll put. This is going to follow the same content in the components as well. So we'll create an app.scss. We'll create a new file which is bootstrap/header.scss. Almost similar to what is there in the components. So if you check out this components versus this one, it is going to look the same. Okay, in simple terms, this part is equal to this part. See, both are same, right? Actually, I should have used that style thing. Forgot. So if you use the style, all these things, and run this, see, styles and components are similar. So this is the main thing which I wanted to tell. Don't save and don't save. Meaning of Sas B Kabi Bahuti. Mother-in-law was someday a daughter-in-law. Okay. Uh, but how is that related to this? I mean, yeah, I can kind of like understand that. Okay, that is agreeable. But what? You mean to say that CSS was once upon a time great? Now we are going behind SCSS, something like that. Yeah, I mean, like, okay, I accept that. Cool. Okay, cool. The next thing is, let's go into the header. This is SAS. Welcome to SCSS. So we need dark mode, correct? So before that, let's try to add the index. Index.scss will have the body, basic body things. So font family will put those Open Sans. Did it work? It doesn't work because we did not attach this to the index.js. So index.js, let's try to import the CSS file. Import /styles/ index.scss. Only one import we are going to do for CSS related things, and we have done it. Boom. That is, to be honest, that is actually font family is correct. Now we will forget about index. Now here in this one, we need to import our app. So inside the app, we need to start with our app. We need to import bootstrap/header. So inside the header, we'll do header and then margin bottom 25 pixels we'll put. Okay. So we wanted to get the styles and other things. Okay. We have done a lot of changes without doing anything. Okay. So style/index.scss. So we just created a basic skeleton of SCSS created. Imported the CSS in app. Then in this app dot thing, we converted. Okay, before that, created a bootstrap header component. And finally, converted app to class component and imported header. Okay, I've synced everything. All the changes are now there in the application as well. A lot of people were saying we want a dark mode. Why React? See, super reusable. You put dark equal to true, bam, that's it. A new complete component is created with dark mode. And also, what do you want to do? Let's give a class name and give justify content center. Doesn't work. Justify content center, it becomes centrally aligned. So this is so powerful, or like you can say that this is extremely reusable, which is really good. Okay. Now we can say GitHub badge generator. That looks nice. Okay, any questions so far? How is it going on? No, Mohasen, it's not me who got it. Someone in the Zoom chat actually translated it for me. Thank you so much. Okay, so now we need to give a nice way of creating a badge. Okay, so we will have two different columns. One column will be the form column. Second column will be the badge column. Okay. So for that, what are we going to do? Let's use a main. Nope. Let's use a container. We need a row. In that row, we need a call 12 and call call MD3 plus dot call 12. What is 9 minus 3? See, 9 plus 3 is 12, right? So 12 minus 3 is 9. Call MD9. So we got these two things. What did I do? Should be dot. Okay, so we have got left form, right badge. Okay, we have got both the things. So left form and right badge, but we want it in the full width way. So let's use container fluid, not fluid A. Okay, so we have got the left form and the right badge. We can make it as 4.8 as well because we don't want to be okay. Let's go with just normal container alone. Okay, cool. So now we have got this one. Added right headers with skeleton for form for main page. Okay. The next thing that we are going to do is we need to have the form and the badge. Okay. So I'll be showing you multiple things today. We will also look into differences between the functional component and class components as well. So let's create, this is a class component. It has got state, component, did mount, every single damn thing. And now we will create a functional component. Left side what? Form.js. Okay. So let's make a functional component, RAFCE. So if you want to have state inside this functional component, what would you do? You need to use something called as useState. And that is a on-demand state hook. This is one of the most interesting interview questions. So let's use username. And the initial state is going to be nothing. And this one needs to be a form. Okay, so let's use a form. Form here. And nothing comes in there because we did not connect it. So left is form, right? Form. This is coming from this one. Please include it. The moment I press enter, it automatically includes it for me. Okay, so it is here getting included. So we got the form here. Cool. Nice. Always make sure you should never get any kind of warnings or error messages. Thank you. And on the right badge, we need the badge. Badge.js. Again, RAFCE, which is React Arrow function component with export. So we got this badge thing. Get rid of these things. Let's make it as .badge. Badge gets developed here. Nothing happens because I didn't add it. Badge. Boom. Okay, so we have got both the things. For some reason, the header doesn't have the margin bottom. So we are going to give the header class and the margin bottom comes. The header class is defined in our CSS component. Correct. So what did we change here? Created a form component, created a badge component, etc. So in this form component, we are going to get rid of this one and get rid of this one. In the badge component, it is perfect. So no errors right now. Okay. So if you refresh this page, you don't have any errors, which is good. Now go ahead and commit. Created a empty badge component. And here created an empty form component. No, only this. Any questions? Anyone? Correct. Organizing things and React is completely confusing. This is actually a problem faced by a lot of people, but yeah, we are there. So let's bring back those use state and other things. And we are here. Can we get some likes in the YouTube channel, please, as well? Right. Okay, cool. Now, the next thing that we will be doing here is we got this username and set username created. And with that, we need to also get the forms created as well. So we just need only username. And this is going to become a connected component because before that we also need a form. So if we go to our this one, we could find that there is a form group. I'm just going to copy the whole thing. This is as similar to whatever is there in the React form group thing. Sorry, Bootstrap form group. Form group.js. Bam. So all we need to add is ID, label, on change, value. That's it. These 4 things. Maybe the description. So created a Bootstrap form group. And inside the form, we need to do form group. Okay, that will not work. That is not working. Import form group from components. Oh, Bootstrap form group. So now this form group can have an ID, which is username. We can have a value, which is username. I'm getting the value from the above thing. On change, what you need to do is you have an event set username e dot target dot value. Okay. Now here we can give a type. So should be text. So all the basic things have been done. Now, why did we do this? This is called as connected component. If I do pre.bglight dot rounded dot border dot p2, and I always try to use JSON.stringify because it is one of the good ways to debug things. I'm going to put username something like this, username comma null comma 2, which is don't replace anything, but give me spaces in the 2 different ways, like two spaced way. So you could see that, oh, something is wrong. Is that something wrong working? Yeah, it works fine. So now we have got this one, right? So if I type something here, it is going to show me correctly. The fun part about this is if you have 2 things, it's gonna, okay. Oh. If you have 2 things, whatever you type here will get updated in all the places. This is called two-way binding. Cool, right? This is called two-way binding. Two-way binding. Right. So let's get rid of the clone. The next thing that we will be doing is we got the place where the username is there. So let's create a button. Say .btn primary. Fetch details. Or we can just make generate badge. I'm pretty sure that this value needs to be at least 2 characters long. So let's say disabled. If you put disabled as true, it's going to show you a no way of adding this thing. Okay. Let's get rid of this one. We just used it to check things. Now, when should it be disabled? Username dot trim dot length is less than 2 characters, then make it disabled. So if it is more than 2 characters, it is enabled. If it is less than 2 characters, it is disabled. Okay. So we can even do button type submit so that we can make this form to post as well. Okay. So now we need to do const handle submit. Again, same thing. This is the event that is going to refresh the post event. Prevent default because I don't want it to run now. So if I type something, see, look at this, it is actually refreshing, right? So if you do on submit, handle submit, now if you refresh this one, interesting. On submit should be coming to the form, not to the input. What am I doing? Okay. So on submit, if you type something, it will not submit. It will not get refreshed. That is the main reason we are going to use the on submit handler. Here also we can do one more thing. Window.alert. You entered. You can put the username here. See, if I put Praveen Science, Praveen or something like that, it shows me correctly. You entered Praveen. Okay. These things work. The next thing that we will be doing is try to see how we can use this to send something out. So right now we have just got the form updated. So on the left side, the form is generated, but it's still not generated yet. So we need to add a, where is this label? Label is not even coming in. Label, username. See, username. And we will also give a placeholder. See if there is a placeholder available here. So I'm using placeholder pcaps because it's a custom variable. And add a placeholder on the forms. Sorry, form group. Okay. And inside the form, we just completely made the form here. So the same thing is going to go for the description as well. See, enter your GitHub username. Okay. So what we will be putting is, let's say Praveen Science or something like that. Boom, that's it, done. Now I'm gonna, okay, this is not complete. Like this is not what I wanted. Form created with the connected component. This is what we did here. Now we have got it so far. We need to add this form here. So we have added the badge and the form components in the home page. That is what we did. There's literally nothing in the badge. Okay, we need some kind of an awesome badge generation tool. But before that, let me check the. So why did I use trim? If you keep on pressing space or something like that, those things will be considered as a valid input as well, right? So we need to reject all those things. Yes. So let's try to get some nice background. GitHub background. This looks really nice. Okay, this is called GitHub Universe. This looks really cool. So I'm just going to copy this image. Don't steal images, by the way. So I'm using Imgur for the CDN content delivery network because it is illegal, or like it is not the right thing to hot link images. So inside the badge, the first thing that I'm going to do here is .badge container. I want to put an image. SRC is this background. Okay. We don't need any of these things. That's a bit huge. So I'm just going to give a width of say 512. That is so small. 1024. This looks okay. And let's give some classes for image. Let's try using thumbnail. Nah, doesn't work. Let's leave it this way. So we have this badge container. Okay. So badge container needs to be, we need to start working on the badge really. Okay. We need to have a name here. We need to also blur this out. Okay. Badge content h1 name. Let's take one person from the audience. Who wants a t-shirt? The first person to win. I don't know. I don't think I can give you a GitHub t-shirt or something like that, but yeah, who wants to be the volunteer here? I want one person's name and your GitHub user ID on Zoom, please. Quickly. One person, tell your name. Priyanshu Das. Okay. Okay. I'm just going to take Anubhav's because he has given both the things. I'm not able to copy from the Zoom. This is so bad.
I mean, you can take Priyanshu as well. He has also given his GitHub.
Okay, Priyanshu Das, and we'll give H2 as the paradox PD. That's how it comes. What else shall we add inside this? Let's add about me as well. Okay, paragraph. Let's say lorem. So that is about Priyanshu. So this is just going to be a simple, like to make this whole thing look good. And we also need another thing. So this is class name background, badge background. I'll tell you why I'm actually adding everything with badge on this. Okay. Then let's have an image. This is going to be your face. I'm going to put my image, my face for this. And then we'll change it. Don't worry. So here, Priyanshu Das. Okay, wow. So you get something like this. Now we need to take everything in the right way possible. Fine. What are we supposed to do first? First thing is, let's try to understand what all the class names that we have got here. And based on that, we will be working with the badge CSS file. So badge is here. So inside the style should we get badge.scss. In the app, we'll do badge. All good. Inside the badge.scss, we put badge. So badge, I want a text align center. Boom. Okay, something is center aligned, which is good. And ampersand container. And then we have the background, right? Inside the badge container, we have a badge background. Max width will put 100%. Good, nice. So now the first thing that I'm going to do is get rid of this width. Okay, that works. And badge container is there now. This container guy, this one needs to have a display inline block. Why? Because it's gonna go centered. Overflow hidden. You'll see why. Because we need to give a margin 5 pixels. No, maybe margin 10 pixels and make a border radius of 10 pixels. So it looks like this. Great. Now for this background, we have given the max width background. Everything is done. Now coming to the content. We have this badge content, which has all these things. I want this container to be positioned relative, which means I want this guy to be positioned absolute. Boom. You can't see anything literally because everything is outside. I want this guy's left to be 0, right to be 0, top to be 0, bottom to be 0. So technically you have to be contained inside this. So now inside this, there is an image. Okay. I want only width as 128 pixels. Great. Perfect. I want the color of this to be FFF. Not the image color, content color. Nice. So I want this guy's background color to be, since we are using a CSS, I can use an RGBA. And I can give just putting a 0.25 or something like that. Let's give 0.75. Looks good. This image, right? Let's give a border radius of 10 pixels. Nice. And let's give a box shadow of 0, 0, 5px hash FFF. Kind of looks good. Let's give a position, not positions. I'm just thinking. Okay. So that's the image. Let's give content and put all these things inside it. So we have an image and a content. Let's make this display flex. Boom. I know this is going to be really, really bad. I did not expect this. Fine, let it be. Instead of having the image directly here, I'll put image or thumbnail and then put the image inside this. Okay, that kind of works. For this thumbnail, this is also going to be display flex, but flex direction column. Good. I need a padding of 25 pixels so that I get some space. Hey, how is the badge? Someone say, how is the badge? Nah? So far, is it good or bad or worst or useless or tell something? So the container should also have a box shadow. That looks nice. Cool. Okay. Now we need to make the image centered, or shall we just leave it that way? We'll just leave it that way. So after the thumbnail, we have another thing called content. Text align left. That actually looks good, to be honest. Okay, how is it so far? So far, what do you think? That's cool. Nice. Let's check in the YouTube as well. Why Mohasen? Okay, Mohasen has also sent something. So let's try to add his name here. So that's how his name comes, right? So we have got a couple of things that we need to send. We need avatar, username, full name. Okay. Oh, and description about me. Okay, 4 things we have got. Now, let's try to put this as props for the badge. Avatar, full name, username, description. So avatar, let's quickly go here, grab it, put it here. Full name is this. Username is Priyanshu. Description is I am Priyanshu. Okay, something like this we are giving. And here, SRC needs to be avatar. No, wait. This is supposed to be the same. SRC here needs to be avatar. And this one needs to be full name. Same thing. We'll just copy this one. Put this as full name. Username. Description. Okay, so we are also getting the same thing here. For username, we can put EM. It looks good. Nice. Now, the paragraph, we can actually make it a bit bigger. Okay, that looks nice. And for now, we just created something very simple and small. Hey Santosh, hi Tala. Fetch and show some magic. We are coming to the fetch part now. Okay, cool. So right now what we have done is we have created the badge CSS and the badge component. That is dynamic. Created the badge component in dynamically. Nice. So any questions so far? M is for italics, Akansha. It's gonna be italics. That's why we are using M here. Oh, you're using this M. This M is okay, indicates a size scale factor for the EM for scalable fonts. It is mainly for the relative size of fonts. Always used to do not give any pixels for fonts, but give points or a relative sizing. Okay, so that is the main thing about EM. Okay, so we have got so far this. created a static badge. Right, we need to make this badge dynamic as well. Can I have some more likes on the YouTube channel, please? Okay, so coming back to this one, syncing all the changes. Now we don't need header. Whenever you want to update, so here's the how should I say, GitHub data null. You start with the null value. Okay. Now we also need to see what is there inside the GitHub data. So let's have a pre-tag which has a BG light border rounded p2 JSON.stringify. What else will we put? This dot state dot GitHub data null comma 2. Actually, I'll just put this dot state. Okay, GitHub data is null at the moment. MT5 so that I get some space. Right. So when I try to put the GitHub username or something, nothing will happen here. So we need to also do handle fetch GitHub data. So this is going to get a username. So we are going to fetch the username from api.github.com/users/username. Then it's going to be a response. Response, you need to convert it into JSON. And once you do that, this will be a JSON, or technically it will be GitHub data. And we will be doing this dot set state GitHub data. I know it's going to be huge. So look at this. So you're fetching the user, you're getting the response, you're storing the GitHub data inside the GitHub data. Okay, let's see what happens. So we need to send this handle fetch GitHub data, blah, 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 something to the form. Okay, this should be this dot GitHub data. And inside the form, we need to get this one. We are preventing the default. Handle the fetch of GitHub data for this particular username. Okay. And then let's type in Praveen Science. Boom. So we got so much data right now. Okay. So let's see what exactly is there inside this data. In simple terms, I'm going to make this guy 8 or like make it 12. Right. So we have got so much things right now. So what all things that we can send over to the badge? I have how much public repos, how much public gists, so much followers, and so much following as well we can give. Okay. So when you're fetching the GitHub data, you need to also send a couple of things as well. Okay. We need basically, we also need something that is going to show if there is any kind of error. So the first thing that we are going to do is this dot state dot GitHub data. If GitHub data is there, GitHub data is there. Else, please get GitHub data. Okay. If it is there also, there will be some problems. This dot state dot GitHub data dot we really need the full name. Okay, name and about us. Bio. Then all info present, badge can be created. Some info not present, badge cannot be created. So whoever sending your GitHub username, kindly add. Okay, kindly add your details completely. Okay, so we'll be adding some more details as well. We need the bio, we need the location as well. Okay, so 3 things. If you have all these 3 things, then this is going to work. Okay, so if I try to type in my username, presenter, all info present, badge can be created. Okay, if not, if you refresh this page, please get GitHub data. So that is the first thing that will be coming in. So we will be sending this data inside the badge. So avatar is okay. Everything seems to be fine. Avatar URL. It's going to be the name. This is going to be login, I guess. Yeah, login. Description. This is where we will be writing our creative stuff. Okay, so let's start with this. So if we go back to our form, sorry, badge, description need not be paragraph. Removed paragraph from description. Let's have a quick look at the YouTube thing. Mohassan, definitely, yes, I'll fetch your details today, 100%. Sorry that you have to go. You are missing out a lot of things. Okay, cool. So we are going to make this description like this so that it has got the paragraphs from this. Okay, so the first paragraph is hey, my name is name and I am from location. Okay, so these things will not work. So first thing, this can be here only when everything is present. I'm from London, England, United Kingdom. That is cool. What else do we need? My bio reads this. Okay. So this is gonna be a costly call. Oh, wow, 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 wow. That is so huge. Okay, that's it. So we got our avatar URL, everything, and login, etc. Everything is good. Only problem is if you have a huge thing, text, that's when we need to do the CSS part. 1 to 5. That looks good. All right, cool. Now let's get rid of fixed for long text. So in the app, send request to app for fetching data. That's about our form. And finally, in our app, you cannot do this. Okay, that is not allowed. We need to use services for it. So create a GitHub service, GitHub service.js. Okay, and this one will have this one. Export const get GitHub user data. We will give username. This is going to get the username and then return this one. Get username. Get it from this particular service. We type in Praveen Science. Boom, that works. So we created a service for this to call this one. Created a service call for GitHub user service. Used a service call, fetch and load GitHub data and send to badge. Right. Now here, we also need to do one more thing. Badge cannot be created. Actually, you can do something really nice by putting some data here, but it's okay. We'll do it later. So we have got till this. We have to remove this pre-tag as well. We don't need that. Okay. Remove pre-tag. Signs. Boom. So this will come. Now coming to the badge, we need to download this badge. Okay. There is a component as PNG download React. So there is this thing called React component export image. So we will install this one. npm install React component export image. Installed a plugin to export to image. Now, let's import this one. We just only want PNG, but we don't want it here. Sorry, not in this one. We want it only in the badge. So we need to create a ref. So let's try to use create ref. Const ref equal to create ref from React. Okay. Now there is a button we need to add. So at this point, we have the badge container. Now here, MT3, let's have a button .btn primary. I want this to be text center as well. Download. Let's use just download. So we need to do the component to print ref. Okay. Now this guy, when you click on this, okay, let's see if this works. Praveen Science. Super. There is a download button here. Great. Now on click handle download. Let's copy this one. Const handle download equal to a function. Okay, some kind of a function. Obviously, we will have e.prevent default because we don't want that button to refresh the screen. All I need to do is export as PNG. Ref. Let's see what happens. Boom. There you go. So now, along with this, there is an option to download with the nice, like background and other things. Export component as PNG transparent. So this is what we need to do. Comma parameters for the HTML canvas. So if we do this way, most likely we'll be getting something like this. Let's try to download this one again. Technically, this component and this component, there is a difference. So if you see this one, if I try to do the background color as this, you can't see any background color changes. There is still white color here. So if I try to do this one, inspected, the background color, you can see that it is completely transparent. Got it? So that is something which I wanted to tell you. So here we go. There is a brand new thing that's been created with the badge generator. But what if we can actually get this complete badge together? So let's try to do that one part. This ref is there, no? So use a div here dot p5, okay, and then this badge container is there, right? Put it inside this one. Use this ref on this guy, and let's see what is happening. Becomes so small. P5. Let's make it as P3. Okay, that looks better. So download this as a component. Please, please, please show me some space. Boom, done. So this one looks really cool. And unfortunately, you are not getting any of these glow things. For that also, I had a solution. I don't know which one exactly I used, but that was actually good. It's a good plugin. I don't know which plugin I used, but that is what I used. And well, that is what we had. And let me quickly check. Anubhav, switch on your video. Let's go back. Great.
Hey. Hi.
Hi. How was it?
Everyone.
So we just created a complete badge generator, and we also fetched it using Git and GitHub APIs. We looked into the service calls, all these crazy things. And then finally, now we have got everything working perfectly fine. How was the experience? I know it was a bit super fast, I believe, for some people. I understand. You're always welcome to talk to me, ask me any questions, but no one asked any questions.
So guys, if you want any question, if you want to ask any questions, you're free to unmute yourselves and ask directly.
Yes.
Or you can.
This is the time to ask any questions. So go ahead, ask any questions if you have.
Yeah. You can also type it out in the chat.
Finished out badge component with download button. So I have also pushed all the changes. in case if you want git remote v. So this is the repository where all the things are there, and I hope it was really interesting. P3 means padding with 3em. And Akansha, please feel free to ask any questions that you might have. So thanks a lot for coming in, joining in, and that on a Sunday, second day. I hope it was interesting. And yeah, any other questions, anything? And those people who won something which I said, please message me on LinkedIn. I'll try to get you some kind of a goodie as quick as possible. And ask Anubhav for some more goodies as well.
All right. So we'll do one thing. We have a feedback form for all of us. I'll share that quickly here. Just go through that.
That would be great. Before that, I'll also share the links which I used. So here's all the links in case if you want to go ahead and hit the like button on the YouTube, that would be great. And Ariz Ahmed, how can you get swags? Send me a quick message on LinkedIn. Let me try to organize something, and then as soon as something gets up, I'll get you some swags. Okay, cool. This is for Ariz and others. Nice. So there is this feedback form as well from Anubhav. Thank you so much for joining in.
All right. So if you can, awesome. if you want to stay back and ask more questions, you're free to do that. I have some questions. I'll probably ask.
Let's start with Anubhav's questions. Go on.
So yeah. So I just wanted to know about that Microsoft experience that you have. How was it, and how did you get into and all of that?
You mean to say the Microsoft Guinness World Record thing?
Yeah.
So what happened was, it was in 2018, I believe, and it was in Hotel Lalit Ashok, Bangalore, where that was the first time when Windows RT was first released, and we had we were the early adopters and something like that, you can say, and where there were around more than 1,000 developers under the single roof, and we started creating some crazy applications using Windows RT, Windows Runtime, Windows 8. That was those days. In those days, I guess it has been 2018, right?
Yeah,
more than like 20 years ago, man. Sorry, 15 years ago. Correct? Around 15 years ago, 13 years ago. So yeah, so that was super cool. That was the first time I was playing around with .NET applications and other things. I did not even have a laptop those days. That laptop was a loaned laptop from my friend. And yeah, that was great.
So you were the most valued employee, valued professional in Microsoft?
Oh, that one. That is Microsoft MVP. I recently got it, and immediately I lost it as well. So when I was in the UK, I was doing a lot of crazy things like organizing a lot of boot camps and other things and hackathons, etc. So Microsoft awarded me with that one. And 2 years I was performing well. After 2 years, I went to a place called Cornwall. It is kind of a desert. Okay, a desert of heaven. Like literally there are only beaches and sand, no internet, nothing. I couldn't do anything for the next 1.5 years. Unfortunately, my access, everything was revoked.
Oh, okay. All right. Great. So I just wanted to know about.
That's exactly what my experience with Microsoft, to be honest.
All right. So were you working in Microsoft, or what kind of?
No, I was a student back then.
Oh, okay. Great.
Awesome. So I believe everyone enjoyed it, hopefully. Yeah. And please connect with me, stay in touch. There will be a lot of things coming in, and I believe it's going to be really cool. Sushant Singh, yes, I do have a complete bootcamp on React. I'll share it soon. It is just that I couldn't get a lot of time to create everything, but definitely, yes, there is one thing. There are multiple playlists available in my YouTube channel, so go check it out. Also, test cases, writing them important or not? Great question, Akansha. If you go to enterprise, like how I work for a bank or an investment banking company, at that point of time, definitely yes, very important. Without running the test cases and text coverage, you will not be allowed to, like, you can't submit it as well. So to that level, it is very important. But for personal projects and all, like whatever I'm doing these days, those kind of things, I don't think that matters a lot. So that's my answer. Any other questions?
Yeah, so Praveen, remember that website you were talking about certificates, that you have a template kind of thing, and we can just put in our names and
you can actually generate certificates for life. Right. So let's do that.
Yeah, yes. We can do that. So let's do one thing. I'll send you a design. Just let me know the dimensions, and I'll send you a design.
No. That's all your wish. Your wish. So go with anything.
All right. So how do I do that then? How do I upload the design?
Use Canva, use Photoshop, use Figma.
Yeah. I'll make the design and I'll send it to you.
Just make the design. Give some space for the verification part. 3 lines will be enough. Just 3 line space, and that should work.
All right, great. So I'll do that and I'll send it out. And once the website is ready, I'll send these to.
We can even get the website ready ASAP, like within today. So you just need to find the domain. So I'll just let you know. So Anubhav, I'll talk to you after this live stream.
Sure.
Let's set up the certificate generation website as well. So certificate claiming and verification website. Technically, it's the certificate engine website. So you all will be getting the certificates. Whoever actually fills the whatever Anubhav gives me, I'm just going to generate. I'm just the person who is just the generator. Already I just did a batch generation. I'm going to do the certificate generation as well.
Great. So we can exit now, right?
Thank you, everyone, and stay safe. Oh yeah.
Thank you, Praveen. This is Swaraj actually from Switch.
Hey.
Thanks for joining in. I wanted to ask, we will be having future collaborations as well, right? You're free for it, right?
Yes, please.
So because people really liked it, and as
if everyone is liking it, then why are not they talking at all?
Right. That's what I was wondering.
So this is one of the,
only when I say something like a t-shirt or something, people are talking. Please talk so that I can do a lot of things as well. Okay.
This is one of the internal features of Silicon actually of our college. So people are a bit shy. So anyway, we'll be having future collaborations if people really liked it. We'll be reaching out to you if you are free, of course. We'll be having future.
Definitely.
We can have a London bootcamp session also if you want.
Awesome.
Cool.
So let's make some more bootcamp session, and a lot of people are asking about React applications and other things, and I'm also doing a lot of different things as well.
Okay.
10-minute video, you will learn something in 10 minutes. Go check out my YouTube channel, support me. I'll do as much as possible from your side. Until and unless you tell me, I will not be knowing it. So
we will we'll be doing this. I will be sending people in your way to the YouTube channel. Not to worry. Thank you for joining, Praveen.
See you all then.
Yeah.
So I need Praveen, to even
you can stay back and we can discuss the certificate thing if you want.
Sure. A couple of hours later, so I need to shoot into another meeting, and then immediately after that, definitely we'll discuss it. Okay.
All right. Sure. Just let me know and I'll join back.
100%. Have a nice day, folks. See you all. Bye.
Thank you all for joining. किसी ने तो सवाल पूछा नहीं, it's fine.